Introducing from New York, opening packs at the speed of sound, pulling filth out of cases tightly, the undefeated, undisputed champion of the sports card drafting industry, Filthbomb! It's time for Filthbomb! And now,
what up, everyone? Stephen Michael here with Filthbomb Breaks, coming to you live from the House of Wax right here in Long Island, New York. There is no heat.
Freezing.
It is freezing. It is 11/19/2020. John, what time is it?
It is 12:24 p.m. Eastern.
And we got Lou, who's chilling in Florida in 90-degree heat or 80-degree heat. What's up, Lou?
80, baby. 80.
You're rocking the right hat today, though, again. I like it.
Wow.
That's it. I'm telling you. I'm going to wear it all the time now. Well, until baseball season starts again.
And then what?
Then it's back to the Mets hat. Yeah. Yo, I'm excited. Cohen took over finally.
I'd be pumped,
His
man.
wife
They look
on-
good.
Dude, his wife on Instagram is like a total Mets groupie. It's not a business thing. Like they want the Mets to win. He
That
said
means
no World
championship.
Series. No World Series within 5 years is a failure, he says.
What if you
I
lose your
love
second
it.
baseman in the first 2 weeks?
What a garbage. Okay, first off, seriously, since I've known you, who's my most hated Met before yesterday? Serious. And now you see why.
Why?
Trash. Why? Because listen, I never said he wasn't a good player. All the time I bash Cano, we've never said he's a bad player. I tell you he's selfish. He's not a mentor to the young guys, etc., etc. And look, got caught cheating again. The guy is trash. And I'll tell you what, he just solidified he's never getting in the Hall of Fame because he was borderline in my eyes anyway.
You're not sending.
If he didn't have Yankee rings, he wouldn't even be in the discussion.
Well, he's not.
So
now
now-
it's official. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Two
Guaranteed.
times. You know, you get caught twice. Bye-bye. But
That's it.
I will say this. I do like new ownership for the Mets. I think he's definitely going to lead them to an above 500 record. I think
Even you know something. Why do you say stuff like that? You know it's going to trigger me. Above 500 record.
I mean,
What's the matter with you?
all right, so real quick, it's been I know I don't want to get sidetracked, all right? But can we real quickly, because I don't know it by heart, I know you probably do, just look behind you on your wall on the poster. Can you give me the starting positions? So let's go right now. Who's the starting catcher for the Mets? Oh, not Darno, because he was lighting it up in the playoffs for another
Yeah,
team.
all of a sudden.
All right.
He didn't in the series though.
So who's
He
your
died.
catcher? Who's your catcher?
Right now it's Ramos, but
Solid.
you know we're aggressively going after Realmuto though.
And a lot of people want to play for the Mets, so you got to expect them to sign that deal. So you have Ramos. Who's first?
Okay, before I don't know if you were being
Look, he has an
sarcastic or not.
excuse for every.
No, I just want to say, whether you're joking or not, when players know that a billionaire who's excited to spend money just took over, they are excited to go there. Whether it's the Mets or not, fat contracts are ready to be handed out. So
Okay.
Realmuto's a real possibility is my
Okay.
point. But from here, I won't stick up. Who's at first? The
Wait,
boy.
what team was he
Oh,
on?
wait.
What team was Realmuto on?
Phillies. But he was on the
That's a
Marlins
good
before
point.
that.
That's a good point. He was on the Phillies. Do you
Yeah.
think the Phillies were better than the Mets?
No.
Oh,
Not
we
at
can't
all.
even have this conversation. Like,
Why, you
John,
do?
do you think that the Phillies have a better team than New York Mets?
Yeah, without a doubt.
All right, now they didn't even
Don't
make it to the
trade.
playoffs with Realmuto. So now you think the Mets are like, even if they get Realmuto, like your main thing right now, if you're a Mets owner, you don't need a catcher. Like that's the last thing.
Oh, we
you
need a catcher.
Name the last team that really won a World
Nah.
Series with like Buster Posey. That was like the last time there was a solid catcher. Red Sox had Jason Varitek when they were winning. Like you don't need a catcher.
You need a good defensive catcher.
You need a good defensive catcher, right? If you're
Yeah,
the Mets,
I guess.
you're out
I
there
guess.
looking for a Trout, a Betts, somebody that's flying around the outfield that could bat. That's what you need, and there's no one out there right now. Who you getting? Who?
Springer in center field.
Oh.
And hold on, you're telling me Nimmo to Springer is not an upgrade? What are you kidding?
No, but what I'm saying is that Springer now is I believe, 32?
I don't care if he's 52.
But this
he's
is what
still
the
good
Mets
right
do.
now.
We're like, we're going to get him. We're going to give him a deal. We're going to be aggressive, and he's going to be on the decline.
He's 31.
Yeah. So he has 3 more, hopefully very strong years in him in baseball. Usually you start hitting the decline in the early 30s. So, that's not when you give somebody their contract. And the Mets are going to give him a contract and have him locked up. And then you're going to see a shell of Springer.
Yep. Jason Bay.
Ooh, hey, listen, I love doing this podcast with you, but if you're going to say dirty words, I'm just clicking off.
No, but
don't say the B word in Jason Bay.
This could be a podcast in itself, all right? So let's just get off of it, just because obviously I love baseball. I'm a purist, right? But the Mets are so far from ever winning a championship. I'll say this. When they were in the World Series last
5 years ago?
Yeah.
5 years ago?
That was because they probably put together one of the best pitching staffs of my lifetime at that time.
Okay.
You know,
and you're saying it's gone?
Yeah. First, gone. That
yes.
thing it'll never be again for the Mets. They'll never put together that staff again. It's going to be done. Because first off, DeGrom has 2-3 more years maybe in him where he's in his prime. Secondly, Harvey doesn't exist anymore. So he's gone. So that was an ace that doesn't exist.
Harvey was the DeGrom now.
Thor comes back.
Okay, Thor comes back. Thor hasn't been good in 4 years.
Stroman drops to number 4 with the 1-year contract he just signed to number 4. And at 3, we get a Bauer, Morton, or someone along that nature they're going to spend money for. They're going to get a nice fat starting pitcher right now coming in.
A 3? Bauer would be 3?
Yeah. Nobody's going to go ahead of DeGrom, obviously, best pitcher in the game. And 2, they're not going to drop Thor out of the 2 spot. They won't do that.
Could you imagine getting Bauer the Cy Young and being like, no, you're behind Noah Syndergaard?
DeGrom is
stop.
But hold on. Come on. No, listen. Bauer is. I'm not. Listen, I like Bauer, so I don't want this to go in a direction that I'm trying to trash him. But Bauer is not as solid long term like DeGrom was, and he won the Cy Young in a 60-game season. How many guys do you see make the All-Star game every year because they're hot at the beginning of the season, and then the last 100 games of that season, and sometimes the rest of their career, they suck? Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Bauer, I'm not saying he's a one-hit wonder because he's a great pitcher in my eyes.
He's been around
but that
forever,
Cy Young
too.
thing, yeah, he has, but that Cy Young thing is tainted. 60 games?
No,
Are you kidding me?
Cy Young thing's
Come
gone.
on.
All right, but can we just say this?
Yeah.
Noah is better than me, clearly, at pitching. Okay? He's a very talented pitcher. He's better than 99.999% of the people in the world. When it comes to the major leagues, though, we have to stop thinking that Noah Syndergaard is an ace. He's bags.
He's not.
He hasn't been good in a while.
He's not bags.
But that's
Listen,
your 2,
you know what
and
I
then
say?
you're building off of him?
You know what I say?
Let's get off of it.
I say that Syndergaard. Listen, I just say that my only statement is this. I know where you're going with that, but I don't think he's trash. I just think Syndergaard thinks he's better than he is.
That's
if that makes
very
any
true.
sense,
No,
you know
no,
what I mean?
it is. He comes off like he's better too. He has the image. He's marketable. But here's my thing. You guys are so far away from winning a World Series because you don't even have the pitching. So even if you get Bauer and you have Bauer and DeGrom, you just said Bauer isn't that popping. He's good. He won a Cy Young. He could be elite at times, but if he's not elite in the postseason when it matters, it doesn't do you any good. So you have DeGrom. I would take him over any pitcher in baseball. Jacob DeGrom. I would take him.
Okay.
But aside from that, you're throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, especially because Bauer's not even on your team. You're just speaking hypothetical. And
well, we're getting somebody. We're getting an ace or a number 2 on another team to fit our 3 spot. That I do know. So somebody's going to be there, which means Stroman is a 4, is a great 4. A year ago, Stroman was a 1 in Toronto.
All right, and I was a 1 for the Carvel ice cream team in my intramurals. What's that mean?
Oh man! And listen, the bullpen for the Mets is great. Listen, Diaz blows games. I get it, but he's going to do better. I'm telling you. And everybody else in that bullpen is great as far as setup goes. It's just if Diaz didn't blow games, we would have been in the playoffs right now.
But you know we're
he's laughing, but I'm serious.
Look, we're getting off the topic. I promise, guys. Everyone listening at home, we're getting off. But I just want to say this: we're talking right now as if the Mets had a solid lineup. You know what I mean?
Do.
So it's their lineup's crushing it. So we got some pitching now. They don't even have hitters. Who are their hitters? Is Wilmer Flores still on the team?
Well, Dude, McNeil over 300, great leadoff. Alonso, the man.
Like, say the person's trait. You're like, McNeil bats over 300, great leadoff. Number 2, 20 doubles.
Well, what do you want as a leadoff guy? What do you want? The guy bats 320.
No, but who else?
I mean,
keep going. And name 5 batters that you would really feel comfortable with fielding.
Fielding?
No, like putting them out there. Like putting them out there and be like, oh, we're winning with these guys.
McNeil, Alonso, Conforto.
He's grasping. This is him right now.
Yeah.
Grasping at
I'm
straws.
trying to pick my best 5. I'm trying to pick my best 5.
But it's fine because you have such a good pitching staff that doesn't matter. You see how far the Mets are from winning?
Mm-hmm.
They're not. Listen, all we need is a third baseman. That's what we need.
Move on.
Third baseman.
NBA draft. We're moving on. What did you think about the draft? Did you watch it, Lou?
I didn't. Did you? I mean, I know what happened, but I didn't watch 1 second of it.
Yeah, we watched it.
And by the way, I wasn't even like not around. I was around. I watched reruns of Rescue Me instead of the draft because I didn't care, to be honest.
Damn.
Because nobody knows the players. Then nobody got to watch them play.
John, let me ask you a question, seriously.
Yeah.
And on how many players did you actually know? Not heard of, but like know. Any?
Yeah.
I knew a couple.
I probably, a handful, I would say.
I knew too. That's it.
LaMelo, and I knew Obi.
You watched Obi Toppin play?
Well, no, but he was all over highlights even before COVID.
I was talking about like watching play. I knew a lot more guys than that then.
No, well, I remember he was just high flying with Dayton, so I just knew that. But this is my thing. I had no idea who number 4 was. Patrick Williams. He sounds like he plays for the 49ers. Do they have a Patrick Williams?
Patrick Willis.
That's funny. Yeah, it's Willis. But you know what's funny? When you said Patrick Williams, before you said that, I'm like, does he play for the 49ers?
I swear.
That name fits for that team for some reason. I think that's why, John, because of Willis. That's why.
They took a risk on the dude because he didn't even start for his own team in college. He came off the bench and somehow goes number 4 overall, which I think that's impressive. I think that's really impressive. That shows that obviously he's not the 4th most talented, but his upside's there. So a team's willing to take a chance at you that early and pass up on some of these guys that went after him. It's risky. I would say I heard a lot of pros and experts saying they like the guy that went 9 to the Wizards, I believe.
Yeah, Denny Avdija. I don't know how to say it.
Good luck.
From Israel.
Exactly.
Nailed it. And that's just such a boomer bust. Like John and I were talking about the foreign players, and it's either you're either Luka or you're Darko Milicic. Like there's no in between. There's Porzingis, like who's kind of, you could consider him an elite player in the NBA when healthy, but
when is that?
Yeah, but you can't predict.
When is that?
You can't predict health.
So like,
all right,
talent-wise, he was good, but there's no in between, right? There's like you're either Bags or you're
Ginobili. You got Ginobili,
but he was elite.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Kukoc.
But look how many of these guys actually get drafted, and then it's like you just see it's like the draft. It's like Wake Forest, Villanova. Oh my God, why did I say Charlie
Villanueva?
All right, you say Villanova, Florida State, then it has like a France sign, and then you're like, oh my God, who's that guy at 5? Who took this guy at 5? And then you look back and he averaged 1 minute a game, and then disappeared, and no one heard of him again. So that's usually what happens.
I'll tell you when you watch the list of picks, like in the NBA draft, like you said with their flags, it's like the closest sport to be looking like a bracket for a Wimbledon final.
Yeah,
everybody's from everywhere.
Or
you
golf.
don't know. Oh, I don't even watch golf. I wouldn't even know.
Yeah, golf. You see like the U.S. flag, then it's like Japan. We haven't seen any Japanese though. Rui.
I don't know about Japanese flags. I don't know about any of that.
I will say what's
let me ask you
cool.
a question.
Go ahead, Lou.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, John. Go.
All right.
No, go.
I was going to say, I will say what's pretty cool about this draft is we're starting to see, I think for the first time, and it'll probably increase, was guys getting drafted who decided to skip college and go play overseas and got drafted that way and did not go to a one-and-done school. You had LaMelo Ball do it. R.J. Hampton did it and got drafted. I think there might have been 1 or 2 others, but I think that you're going to start seeing that more regularly.
Also,
let me tell you how little I know about basketball these days.
Okay, go.
What you just said finally made it click in my head why when I read that list, some of those said like other countries, but they were here, like the LaMelo Ball thing. I'm like, what is this? What team is that? It was like USA something. I'm like, what is this? But now I get it. So they went overseas to play to skip the having to play in college mandatory thing, right?
Exactly.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, they went to play professionally.
Do you think Ball should have gone 3rd? That is a good question. I think you could have gone either way. I'm happy that the Hornets got Ball because I think that he's just such a big presence, and you put him in LA or someplace like that, he's going to, I don't know, I feel like he's just a character, you know what I mean? And it might take away from his talent. He might start veering off, getting into like movies and stuff. This way, he's in such a small town, I think he could really focus on his craft. And I think that's a good fit. And I think they're young and they're pretty solid. I like PJ Washington, now him in Washington. They have Bridges, right?
Devontae
Graham. Like, that's going to be a good team. I think that's going to be a solid team. Not contending yet, but now you get another couple picks. And that was a good question, but I also have another question. How much does Cricket Mobile cost a month, Lou?
Why? What's the matter? I'm fading out?
Your thing's been so trash the whole podcast. We got to get it fixed. Yeah. It's all right.
All right. Give me a second. I'll fix it right now.
It might be the
Why didn't you tell
service
me?
off your chair.
No, my chair's brand new. You saw. I don't have the old one anymore.
It's so easy.
I'm looking
to
right
mess
now.
with them.
Am I really buffering though? Tell me. So
Yeah,
I
a
can
little
fix it.
bit. It's all right. You're cool.
I was gonna say my thing's. I'm checking right now.
You're
With a
better.
speed
Now you're
test. I'm
better.
over like
Now you're better. All right. So
All right.
then Derek Organis on Facebook says Obi Toppin will be a young Stoudemire. I mean, that's all right. That's cool, I guess.
But what about Toppin? I mean, do the Knicks forget about like the guy's talent? But do the Knicks really need another forward?
No.
They have like 90 of them. They need the guards, don't they?
Yeah.
I think when you get to, I think when you're that high in the draft, you don't care about position. You take the best guy. If you think he's going to be a stud, you take him, and then you worry about going around him. I don't think you can worry about positions at that high.
But this is the thing, okay? I know there's exceptions, like, oh, Jordan got cut from his high school team. But usually if you get cut from your high school team, you're trash, okay? Like, it just was the exception. Like, all right, cool, Jordan came back, blah, 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 blah. But Obi Toppin didn't have a single D1 offer, okay? So, of course the Knicks find a way, like, let's get this guy. This is a guy that no one wanted in college. We'll bring him to the Big Apple, and he's going to light it up. Like, he could be great. He could be high-flying, but, like, you don't need that guy. If you're the Knicks, you need a lot more than that, dude. You need somebody that's been playing ball their whole life, is seasoned, they're coming out there, they have a chance to contribute. Like, who knows what Obi Toppin's going to be? You know what I mean? It's still such a huge question mark, and that's why it's so fitting that he went to the Knicks, because the Knicks, I hate being a Knicks fan because it's like we're going to look back at this draft and be like, wait, this went right after the Knicks, this guy? And be like, oh, my God. And we have Obi Toppin. You know what? That's what happens every year. It's like stud, 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 Ronaldo Balkman, stud, 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 stud. It's always, they always miss on their pick. It's crazy.
Always. Let me ask you, the class that got drafted last night, when will they be, like, what's going to be the first year that they're in cards? Like autos and stuff. Like, when could we start chasing that kind of stuff?
These guys, I mean, it already started booming on eBay already.
Prism draft picks.
Oh, they're in stuff already?
Yeah, just no pro unis yet. But, I mean, what's kind of cool about the Prism draft is it reminds me of, you know, the SP Authentic Giannis Antetokounmpo rookie where he's just in like a red jersey? I don't know if you're nodding because your Boost Mobile's kicking in. But basically, it's what it looks like. Like, it doesn't have some of them, like LaMelo just has on like a red jersey and he's balling. So it's cool. So I think that's something that you could collect, you know? That's pretty cool.
That's so funny. That's exactly why I was nodding. That's exactly why I was nodding. That's so funny you said that.
Mm-hmm.
You make me laugh.
Thank you.
I don't
Thank
know.
you.
That's funny.
All right, so this portion, let's move on. Since we have such a great tech team, clearly on Lou's side, Lou, how is your production team? Oh, how many people are in the room with you doing your production? I'm just curious. You have the whole team?
I'm serious.
Can I talk to your audio guy, please? Can I talk to your audio? Can you get him on camera?
Oh, Derek Organis just brought up a good point about Obi Toppin, actually, by the way. He said he's from New York, which that's fun, but doesn't really matter. But he said colleges didn't want him because of his size. He grew 3 inches his first year of college.
Okay, but you got to have one D1 scholarship. Like, bro, you have to have Utica, whoever, somebody, some college is like, we'll take him.
I'm sure he got
We're
something like
garbage. We will
that.
take you. Please come to us. And nobody passed. Everyone passed on him. Stony Brook.
No, I'm sure
Like,
he
come
got
on.
low stuff like that.
Stony
Because
Brook.
They said he did not get a single D1 offer.
Not one D1, not even
supposedly,
they're not talking about, like major schools.
no. Well, maybe, who knows?
I don't know.
But if Stony Brook passed on him, yo, that's your fault. That's New York for you.
That's true.
All right.
Stony Brook passes, Knicks take him. You got to love it.
Yeah.
That's right,
anyways, what I was going to say is this. After the show, we're going to talk to your support team, and we're going to get all the...
It has to be. It has to be Florida internet because my thing is flying right now. I'm telling you, the connections are all good.
Your connection is
It's possible.
COVID.
You have to remember something. Seriously, there's a whole bunch of people online right now for e-learning for school. So it's like people are fighting over the internet. I'm telling
That's the
you.
worst excuse ever. That's the worst excuse. All right, let's move on to the NFL right now. Let's move on to the
It's
NFL.
so funny.
So we're going to go to, since we have the best production team, and
Yep.
guys, can you please transfer on? So here it goes. Here's the theme song that they're going to play. NFL. So those are the picks. Here it goes. This is our new segment. And basically, Lou, on the last week that we kept track, had how many points out of the possible 4 points?
3.
All right.
With
Good job,
3
Lou.
points with my best bet winning. With
Okay.
my best bet.
Okay.
Yep, for
All right.
anyone who
John,
doesn't...
how many points did you have?
Real quick, for anyone who doesn't remember, we pick 3 games. We get 1 lock, which counts for 2 points. So that's the 4 possible points. I had 3 also. Me and Lou are tied up top for 3.
And you got your best bet right.
Got my best bet right, correct. Also,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I
Even?
got 1 point. I went 1 for 3. However, I'm back at it this week for NFL.
Wait, hold on. Just before we talk, before we go for this week, just tell them who your best bet was, though.
My best bet was the
That's so funny.
Jets.
that's when they were at Kansas City.
All right, but listen. Hold
He
on.
took the Jets.
Just because they
Kansas
sponsor
City.
you, does that mean you have to use Boost Mobile? I'm confused.
I don't understand what's going on. I don't know. There's nothing I can do about it.
This podcast is brought to you by Boost
Everything's
Mobile.
good. It's good.
All right. So I'm back at it this week. We're about to rock and roll. We're about to crush it. Here we go.
Fred, are you available to write the
Drum
picks on
roll,
the board?
please. All right. If you want some locks, you are in the right place today. Focus in the middle of your screen. I got some for you. But first, we're going to start with Lou and his lock of the week. Who is your 2-pointer?
I hate doing this because I hate this team in general.
Just you could
The
cross
lock
off
of the week.
bottom.
Pittsburgh -10 at Jacksonville.
Wow.
Pittsburgh -10 at Jacksonville.
Louis
Let me
Public
just-
hits again.
Hey, listen, I don't think it's so public because Jacksonville been covering and playing tough, which is exactly why I don't like them this week. I think this week they get destroyed. I think Pittsburgh goes 10-0, but then they lose 3 out of their last 6 games because their schedule is tough.
Dang.
So I
Is
think
that like
this is
the
the last
49ers
one. The 49ers.
Lou
What are you
Pitt
talking about?
-10. That's his best bet.
You don't remember what you said about the 49ers last podcast?
Yeah, well, that
Did
was
they
a
win
terrible
out?
prediction, but who knows? No, they went out. I'll tell you what. The whole roster got hurt that game. Not only did I jinx them and they haven't won since, everybody's dead.
Exactly.
I killed everybody.
No, you didn't jinx him as bad as me with Kevin Porter.
Yeah, that's bad.
I said, invest in Kevin Porter. Then
Oof.
2 days later, he's like, yo, let me get a pistol quick. I need to go beat up my girlfriend, and I need some weed. I need to leave it in the car for when the cops come. That's like
Yeah, good picks. Steve.
how to make a bad investment. There it is right there. I might as well, that's like picking Ray Rice a day before the Ray Rice incident. Hey, go buy up Ray Rice rookies. Like, that's how bad that was. But anyways, I think he's going to get out of here unscathed. Although, I think beating his girlfriend or whoever it was, that's a really, really bad look. Way worse than the drugs and the weapons. The fact that I have to break all 3 of those down, that's bad.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, well, hopefully he makes his way back onto the court somehow and seeks help for anger issues. All right, number 2, who's your second pick?
Oh, I got to do all mine first?
Yeah,
No, we should
bro.
go one at a time.
Nope, I'm not giving you a chance to cheat.
Oh, come on. All right, fine. My second pick, I'm going to take Dallas +7 at Minnesota.
Okay.
Dallas plus
plus
7 at Minnesota. Dallas plus 7
at Minnesota. And then I'm going to do the trend. I'm going to take Denver at home plus 3.5 against the Dolphins.
Wow.
Ooh,
Denver.
okay. Denver plus 3.5.
All right. Those
Thank
are
you,
my
Fred.
3.
All right. Let's get Johnny Whipham on the mic. Good
Here we
luck,
go.
John.
Tie for first place.
Tied for first place. Let's remember this.
All right.
All right. John's
Good,
picks
Fred?
are.
Lock of the week. I'm going Green Bay plus 2 at Indy. I feel like I feel like they're begging you to take that because it's so obvious, but I got to do it because I think Phillip Rivers always finds a way to lose. Green Bay plus 2 for me, Fred. That's my lock. I'll take Rodgers plus points. Thank you.
That's what everyone's thinking.
Exactly, but we'll see.
He just said he was going the other way and then took the public. All right, let's go.
No, I didn't say I was going the other way. I was saying that's what they want you to pick, but it's so good I have to. So I'm falling into their trap, but let's see.
Okay.
All right, second pick, Cleveland. Browns minus 3, home to Philly. Eagles are trash. That's my whole analysis. Okay. Game number 3, I'm taking the Jets plus 8.5 at the Chargers. That's a lot of points, I think, to give when the Chargers are trash also. And they are like professionals at finding a way to lose. So 8.5 points, I'll take that.
All right, guys. So you heard from the two guys, the guys on my side. Now, if you want to make money, focus here. Here's where we go. My lock of the week is Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
2-pointer.
Oh,
Dallas Cowboys. Read them and weep. I love the game.
that means I have a loss already.
Yep.
Yep.
That's right.
Have to be strategic here, and it is on the card, so it's not like I cheated. So Dallas Cowboys is my 2-pointer. I will then go against the grain. Didn't you take the team that's playing Miami?
No, Lou
Yeah.
took that.
Oh, great. Miami Dolphins, please. Miami Dolphins, please.
Okay.
Louis
head-to-heads.
Public.
What do you mean? That's another 2-point swing. How's that Louis Public taking Denver's?
That's minus
Public?
3.5, Fred. Miami minus 3.5.
How's that?
No, because you took Pittsburgh. You're always going to be Louis Public after that pick. And you took the Chiefs against the Jets for your other 2-pointer. That's like Louis Public all day. And the final pick is going to be Atlanta plus 5. Atlanta plus 5.
Okay.
Let's go, baby.
I would have thought that you would have gone the other way with that and taken
I
the
like
Saints
that.
minus
I like
5
that one.
No, because
with no breeze. I feel like people
I
are like,
understand,
oh, 5
but
points?
they have Jamarcus Russell, who's a starting quarterback in the
No,
league.
they don't.
They don't?
No, it's Jameis Winston.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Jameis Winston.
Russell.
Jamarcus
I
Russell.
don't even know where that name came from.
No. Jamarcus Russell.
I think because Fred's over here drinking muscle
sort of the
milk.
same.
Russell
That's why you thought
Russell rhymes with
That must be
muscle.
it, yeah.
That's probably what happened. Well, anyways, they do have him. He's more than capable. And you have to remember this. They keep saying, oh, he had 35 turnovers last year. Oh, but that's also because they were straight up just slinging it. Like, they were behind. He was slinging it everywhere. So, like, he was just throwing it reckless because that's what they were letting him do. They were just like, yo, go do what you have to do. We're losing by 30. So, obviously, you're going to make bad plays when everyone knows you're throwing the ball. You know what I mean? It's like he had free reign. Just, yo, if you throw a pick, whatever, we're down. We're just flinging it. So, I don't care that he had all those turnovers because I think he'll be all right.
John, you want to hear a funny story real quick?
Yep, go.
So, all right, check this out. So, my legitimate reason why possibly could be Cricket Mobile is because of e-learning, which is legit. That's really happening, but he makes fun of my excuse.
Okay.
But then he says Jamarcus Russell, and the reason why he said it is because it rhymes with muscle or whatever. Like, what's wrong with this guy?
Because Fred, I said Fred's over here drinking muscle milk.
Yeah, that's why. That's why. That's why you said Jamarcus Russell instead.
No, that was a joke.
What's his name again?
Bro, that was the last. Like,
Jameis Winston.
That's the first time Jamarcus Russell had his name mentioned. Like,
Shout out
probably
to
5
Jamarcus
years.
Russell,
I think
baby.
he got a notification on his phone right now. Like, you've been mentioned.
Somebody add him.
You've been mentioned. That's funny. I'm going to use that. I like that. That's hilarious.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've been mentioned.
Why are
That's
you
funny.
saying thank you? He said I was funny, not you.
That's
Wow.
Look at him.
Garganis.
What'd he say?
All right.
Says,
Oh,
Steven got 2 right. Johnny O actually got 3 right.
Wow.
And Zolo's picture as bad as a Mets. Wow.
What are you talking about?
The people love taking shots at Zolo. All right. Well, I believe
Got
that
some fun. I can
concludes-
take it.
Anybody have anything else to add? John, do you have anything you want to add?
Do you have anything? Jeff wants to know if we want to have anything on the game tonight because two possible MVPs going up against
You want
each
a
other.
winner for tonight?
Yeah, big
You
game
want a
tonight.
winner for tonight?
Hey, by the way, Elvis, because of these last two performances, Mahomes is MVP again. Russell's out. Mahomes is in.
Okay.
Oh yeah, look at his stats. It's crazy. Not even close anymore.
Who's playing tonight?
It's a big game. It's Arizona at Seattle, both 6-3.
Huge
Kyler
game.
versus Russell.
6-4, I think.
No, they're both 6-3.
Right? Didn't they play 10 games already? Are they?
This is a tough,
Maybe because they had a
this is
bye
gonna be
week,
a
both of
tough
them.
Game. This is gonna be a real tough game.
Hmm.
It looks
Carson's
like,
out.
according to Vegas, 58% of the money and 47% of the bets are coming in on Seattle, but we're not able to track the short money yet. So that's a no play, please.
Hey, Lou, I just looked up the updated NFL MVP odds, and Mahomes is now in the lead. You're right. Good call.
Yeah, it
Why
has
is
to be. And I didn't even
Tannehill
look,
not
but
there?
it's obvious.
Oh, my God, Tannehill. You got to stop with that. You want to know how bad Tannehill is? Lamar Jackson's ahead of him.
Yeah, that's BS.
Bad.
Who's second then? Who's second after Mahomes?
So it's Mahomes, Wilson, Rodgers, and Kyler. And then Josh Allen.
Well,
That rounds
Wilson
out the
only
top
moved down
five.
one spot.
So, yeah, two of
And
the top
Rodgers
four
is
MVPs.
still there. Rodgers is still there.
Yeah, he is.
Gotta love the guy.
Anybody want to add anything else?
I can say one more quick thing. How do you guys feel about the idea of how much do you think crowds at NFL games actually matter to the outcome of the game? Because I saw an interesting stat over the weekend.
Believe you're asking this all of a sudden because
Why?
I didn't think anything of it until this past weekend. I was watching. I'm like, you know something? I forget which even game I was watching, and I'm like, crowd matters right here, and they don't have it. And I forgot what it was. Oh, it was the Green Bay game. For some reason, I was watching Green Bay, Jacksonville. Rodgers runs one in and then like jokingly goes over to the side, making believe he's gonna do a Lambeau leap. And it was just sad. It was like the place was dead.
Yeah.
Like literally there's nobody there. What was the stat you saw? Like what are you talking
My
about?
brother told me it over the weekend. He said that prior to this year, home teams won 58% of the time. This year, it's down 10% to 48%. That's a big drop.
Wow.
And I'm wondering how much of that
drop.
is, just random variance and how much of it is actually no crowds for the home team.
No, they give you that extra
That's a
step.
lot.
Like when you're out of steam, but you look into the crowd and everyone's screaming, let's go, let's go. You get that extra juice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I think so.
motivation plus also it's an actual tangible advantage, I think, because they're louder when the opposing team's on offense and they can't hear.
Which, you know what though? Which is funny? That's the same scenario that makes you wonder, like, are you a believer that if you don't watch your favorite team play, it affects the outcome?
You're
Like if you're missing a big game, right?
No, I'm not a believer
You
in
laugh.
that.
Don't even tell me. Okay, don't act like it's not a thing.
All right, so then
People
you
feel
need
like they
to-
got to watch the game, man.
So you should,
100%.
You should stop watching the Mets then.
Yeah.
Dang.
Because whatever you're doing,
Dude. Check this out.
It's
Last
cricket
year, I
mobile.
missed the last 4 games. Oh, enough with this cricket. Last year, I missed 4 games, and it's probably the only 4 games I missed in like 2 years.
did they win?
I watch every Mets game.
Did they win?
Your camera just blinked.
Yeah, we gotta go. After this, you gotta get your technical people.
I
I know the people holding the boom mics right now. You need to get in touch with them. You just ask them what's
Fine.
going on.
One
I
of
don't
them
know what's
sneezed.
happening.
All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in to the Sound the Alarm podcast. I am Stephen Michael, the guy to my right, which is this way.
It's your left on screen.
Wow. Yeah, so that's my right, but it's the left on the screen. That's Lou Zolo. This guy's John Whipham. Big
Right.
John for y'all. And we just want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to tune into the podcast. We will be on every Thursday until further notice. Sound the Alarm Podcast. Visit us, filthbombreaks.com. Go get in a break today. Thank you for tuning in. We love you all. Make it a filthy one.